Welcome back to Allied Bullies TV, and today we got biggest bullies in the building with us, home of the legend Red Bear, Teddy, and a slew of other amazing top quality XL American bullies. First off, I want to say, man, I appreciate you for coming out, sitting down with me, having a little conversation. Um, I look at you as one of the guys that been in the game up here for quite a while. You know what I'm saying? You like a legend up here, man. In the XL bully community.
Appreciate it.
I want to start off by going back in time for a minute. Your first American bully was a bully, Dominion's Cash, correct?
Actually, had a dog named Spike. He was a Gotti dog. I never really bred him though. Um, he was a smaller guy though. Then I got that dog Cash
Okay.
shortly after I got him, and I kind of built my XL career. Started with him really.
Okay. How long ago was that when you had acquired Dominion's Cash?
I got that dog in 2006, 2005,
Almost 20 years ago.
something like that. It was like six. Yeah.
Was it any other breeds of dogs you was into maybe before you got into the
Yeah,
bullies?
actually, had oldies too.
Old English
Yeah.
bulldogs.
Yep. Yeah, I had a couple big Hermes oldies. One of my best friends. At the time he wasn't my best friend, but became good friends after dealing with the dogs. And he brought the Hermes line around here. They were big dogs. They were 120, 130 pounds. Real nice. You know.
And
Then I went back into the bullies. I always love a bulldog too, though. You know.
right. Before I ask you, who you purchased the Dominion's Cash from, I first want to ask you, what was it that made you like seek out the XL American Bully, for the first
Well,
time?
honestly, I walk out of litter of some cheap game dogs, like some Kobe Diebold, and I was walking one of my pick pups out of the litter, and a guy who's my partner now, my mentor, you guys might know him, Tom Nichols,
Okay.
Legion Companions. He's a trainer, master trainer. He was driving by, and he seen me walking this puppy, and he's like, stay right here. And I'm like 20 years old, 21 years old. I'm like, okay. Stay right there. He pulls back up maybe 20 minutes later, and at the time he had a Ford F-150 with a cap on it, and it had a sliding window on it, and he pulls up, and this big, huge red head pops out of it, and I was like, man, what the heck? And he gets him out, and he legit was like running him through little commands and stuff. And like this dog listened better than most people's kids.
Right.
And I was just amazed, like, man, and this is like stuff you see in the internet at the time, back in magazines, dog fancy magazine. Like this is the kind of stuff you only see in the books. And he's like, yeah, man, come to my house. So I go to his house, and he had about 6 or 7 of them, just like him. You know what I mean? They're Camelot dogs, and he was actually a danger zone dog that he had. His name's Malachi, and he was scary, but you respected him. You know what I mean? Like he listened. Like he had him under full control, and that's how I got introduced to Camelot blood, because he had the Camelot and Chevy blood. He had some of the nicest stuff. Like he was like the main reason I'm kind of the way I am. I'm my own critic. And he was that guy that he had the best of the best of the best, and that's who I kind of came up under him. He sold me Spike actually, and then he actually had the line on Cash. Uh, it was a friend of his that passed away. He had bought him and another female from Chad Bevis at Dominion Pits, and so the dude's girlfriend was selling the dogs, and that's how I ended up with Cash. But
And Dominion's Cash was a tri dog, right?
yeah, he was like a ghost try. Yep, blue ghost try.
He had to be like one of the earliest kind of lines of tries
Yeah, yeah,
going
yeah.
back that far.
Yeah, people were talking about tries, I'm like, man, I had them things 20 years ago almost.
Right,
you
right,
know,
right. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like that was probably the beginning of tries. In that era.
What was some of the bloodlines that was behind Cash?
Butthead, and I think there was some Gray Line. Could be wrong though. I think mainly Butthead blood. His dad was Dominion's Dominator. He was two times Dominator actually, and a lot of people that came a little after it, they probably remember Excalibur. Excalibur came from the same kennel. Uh, he was a little blue dog, but Dominator was he was a big boy. He was a well known dog then. Back then, Chad he had the kennel. It was called BigBluePits.com. He had like the most hits on a website. Because back then we ran off of websites. You
Right,
didn't have
right.
Facebook. You didn't have MySpace. You didn't have, you know what I mean. You don't have the tools we have now. It makes it a little bit easier to reach out. So you had to have a website. You had to have links on there to get to that guy, get to that guy.
Yeah, it was a guy on here, Bully Clinic. He was mentioning, back in the days, you used to have to like run ads. Like up here, we got Plain Dealer used to have
Yeah,
to run the ads in the
yeah,
newspaper and things
yeah.
like that.
You had newspaper. We had the message boards, MSN message boards. I was prior to me getting locked up. I bought a few dogs from California. Found them on the message boards. You know what I mean? Like had a Gotti dog. I bought a Comet daughter, XB's Comet daughter. Um, had a King Lion daughter. I had Beltran Bullies Popeye. He was son. His name was Juvie. But I had shipped a few dogs over here. The West Coast they had the big dogs.
Now, a lot of these dogs, that was from back then, they was already kind of was XL bullies. They really wasn't had that label on them as
Right,
XL,
right.
but they basically was, the size of what
Yeah,
people call today
yeah,
XL.
yeah. So we had we had Camelot stuff. Like we had a lot of stuff from Kenny and then some from Gargoyle Pits. Tom ran mostly Red Dogs, and then we got into some blues. Uh, uh, like I said, West Coast was known for they had the big dogs. Like they were running the show for the big dogs. So it was we always had a joke that whenever we'd call somebody from the west side and they see our phone numbers popping up, our area codes is like, oh, we're gonna add a couple thousand onto it or a few more thousand because they're gonna pay it. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right, right.
they need what we have. They don't have it over there. So like that's how that went. These are
Um,
days of like Terminator, uh, Comet, uh, Comet Sun, Icon.
that Terminator, that's a blue dog,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Loris
yeah.
Blue Terminator. Yep, he
Yeah,
was a
and a
bad
lot of
dude.
pedigrees
Yeah, he was a
too.
bad dude. New Trojans Rolex. That was some big stuff back then too. Uh, what was that dog? It was one of my favorites back then. Legend. 91 West to the end. Kennels Legend. It was like a half blue face, half white face, but he was in a lot of pedigrees too. Yeah.
Um, let's fast forward, to the dog via Shark's Warzone. He the first red lion dog that you had purchased?
Yeah, actually, he was. So, like I said, I got incarcerated, came home at 14. Prior to that, we had Camelot dogs and Danger Zone, Chevy dogs. So, a few years later, I'm rebuilding my camp. I got Mankind back, Camelot boy. Got him. My partners had produced him before I left. And one of my good friends, D, while I was gone, he was going to sell them, and I said, no, hold on, let me get them when I get back.
Right, right.
So that's how I ended up with Mankind. But then Tom, I was trying to find some more Red Dogs. Tom actually showed me a picture of one of trans pictures. It was with a litter. It was a war creature, not war creature, war bear had Warzone in it, war girl in it. It was like they were sitting in his garage. They just looked crazy. I think the Ferrari was behind him. and they just looked crazy. He's like, "You want to get a red dog?" He's like, "This is the dude you need to go to." He said, "You're gonna pay for it, but that's the dude you need to go
Right,
to." So
right,
that's when I hit Tran up, and it was funny because me and Tom were gonna buy a dog down off the line. We were gonna buy a couple off a guy. We were trying to spend like 5,000, and the dude was gonna sell me 3 dogs for 5,000. And then he just never got me pictures of the dogs. He never came. He just never followed up on anything that we were trying to do. And so I ended up. That's when I hit up Tran. And I ended up spending $5,000 on Warzone. I'm like, damn, I only got one dog now for the price.
right.
We was trying to get three from,
3, right.
But Tran was good dude. I was on my way down there to pick Warzone up. Tran he was like, you should buy this girl too. And I was like, how much? He said, make me an offer. I was like, oh man, I don't try to do that. Just tell me what you want, and we see
Right,
if I can get there. I can get there. If not,
right, right.
it is what it is. And he said, we'll talk about it when you get here. I was like, let me see a picture of her. He said, she's asleep. I remember. He said, she's sleeping right now. Like, whatever, man. Yeah, she's asleep. Like, you couldn't just go wake her up and take a picture real quick. But I'm coming down the highway. I'll see you in a little bit. And I gave him, what I gave him 4,000 for her. He actually let me. I paid for Warzone off. I gave him a couple thousand I had in my pocket, and he was like, "Just pay you off
Right.
a little bit, And that's how me and Tran's relationship started.
So,
Yeah,
so you end up leaving with the boy and the
yeah,
female.
yeah. We left a Warzone and War Girl.
Did you end up breeding them two together,
No,
or?
they're litter mates.
Oh, they were litter mates.
Yep, yep,
Oh,
yep,
okay.
yep. So I bred them. I got them two. I actually had a steroid daughter when I was uh. So when I was building my camp up, I bought Warzone. I bought War Girl. I bought this other Redlion. Uh, she was a South Polk Pits production. Um, Steven Swindle produced her, and Roomba, which was a steroid daughter. So that's basically how I started my camp was them four, and I bred Warzone to Roomba. That was my first Redlion litter. Yeah.
I didn't ask this a few times, on the show. I want to get your opinion on it though, being somebody that been in the game for a while. If somebody was thinking about, starting a kennel, what would you advise them to start with first? A female or a male? If they had to only get one dog to start out with.
Female. That way you can have your own litter. I bought a lot of males. I had a lot of girls too, but I bought males. The males I bought, um, I felt I could market them to other people. You know what I mean? I didn't just buy a male just to have a male to breed in my yard. I bought males that I felt like if I would pay 3,500, $3,000, whatever for a stud fee, I can get a lot
Right.
of other people to do it too
Right.
on the business aspect of it. So that's how I got Warzone. I marketed him real good. I had puppies out. I was shipping semen to Australia off of him. Like did pretty good with Warzone. And then I got Simba. I bought Simba after that. And then we had an accident with Simba, and that's how I ended up with Teddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Uh,
that's his dad. And I lost Simba.
that's Teddy's dad.
Yeah,
Simba.
Simba's Teddy's dad. Simba's a Red Bear son. So I bought Simba, lost him, um, and I went back. It was basically buying Teddy was more like if you could get your dog back, how much would you pay for it?
Right,
You
right,
know,
right, right,
it was like where am I going to find another one of these dogs?
right,
I go to see Tran again. And he got
Hey,
Teddy down there. He got Teddy down there. He don't want to sell him. Teddy was like, I don't know, probably 17, 18 months. I think it was 18 months when I got him. 139 pounds. He was a beast. He was young, and you could just tell what he was. He was going to turn into something crazier. You know, and this is the time Warbear was doing his thing, so he wasn't really getting much action next to Warbear.
Right.
So Teddy, I looked at Teddy and I was like, yeah. When I was actually purchasing both of them, Warbear and Teddy, yeah, I put money on both of them,
Okay.
and then I ended up backing out of Warbear and just rolling with Teddy. And I bought Teddy, and he didn't want to sell him. He was like, it was one of those things like it's gonna have to be something that you don't want to give me.
Right.
But
Right.
that's all. That's what it's gonna take for him to leave.
What? How much did you end up buying him for?
30,000.
$30,000.
Yep.
Um, is that the most money you ever spent on a
No,
dog?
no. Red Bear was 35.
And you purchased Red Bear from him also.
No, I got Red Bear from Josh Clark. Josh
Oh,
Clark
okay.
bought him from him, and
Oh,
then he
okay.
sold him to me. I bet Red Bear in Nationals in 2018, I think, 19. Yeah, I think it was 2018. I met Red Bear first time I saw him. I said, if I can get this dog comes up for sale, I'm buying him.
Josh Clark, is that from Muscled Up?
No,
Or
no, no.
that's
Josh Clark, he was biggest bullies.
oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. He was down in New Orleans.
Okay.
So he had Red Bear and he had a dog named Judge. He had a couple studs. He's a movie producer. He was busy, you know what I mean? And they hit some shows and stuff, but he did real good off of marketing Red Bear. I think pretty sure he paid like 90,000 for Red Bear from training. And then I got him for 35. I actually bought the website and I bought the whole business.
Right,
I
right.
took it all because I was like, I got the dog. You guys got this website that's broadcasting this dog, and
You might as well
yeah,
roll with the
I
promotion.
need .com too because these people are gonna be hitting you up still.
Right, right, right.
Instead of hitting me up.
So
So
you
on the
ended
business side, I took the whole thing. I was like, man, I need it all. I'll take the dog, but I need everything. So that's how I ended up with that one. But Josh, good dude.
so anybody that, like I was saying, like starting out with a male or a female, if somebody was starting out with a male, they probably would need to have already some traction or either
If you're
have some
gonna,
good marketing behind them.
if you're not scared of adults, my advice is to buy an adult. Everybody doesn't like to buy. Not everybody will buy an adult because they don't know the dog or worried about it or whatever. You know,
Right.
I bought Teddy is 18 months old. I bought Hagrid at 2 years old. I bought Red Bear at 4, 5. No, I think he was 6. Yeah, he's a 6 years old. I got Yogi Bear, my Fluffy. I got him. He was a year old. Reason I say that is because you know what you're getting. There's no bag of tricks. There's no, you don't get put in the trick bag because you done bought the big bone puppy,
Right.
and
it turned out to be
and it fell apart. You just spent all this money. You just wasted a year of your time, and now you can't even use the dog. As far as on the breeding aspect, and we probably good dog still, but just as far as what the market wants,
right,
he's not
right.
going to be your backbone. He's not going to be the money getter. He's not going to be your face. You don't want him to be your face. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
So I advise, if you can, buy the adults. That's why I paid the big money, because they were finished products.
Right. To cut through all the fat, just get straight to the point.
We're getting past all the guessing, and
Right.
we're gonna feed them this, and I'm gonna try to get them. I'm gonna try to turn them to this.
Right.
They already did all the work.
What you just said about people being scared to buy the adult dogs. What's the temperament of the Redlion bloodline?
It's. I mean, you get some hot ones. You get some. I mean, mine. I've had the hot ones and I've had the big babies. You know what I mean? Teddy's a big baby, but he's not. He's a confident one. You know what I mean? He's not. I can take him to the dog shows and have him around hundreds and hundreds of thousand people. You know what I mean? I've had him in downtown Nashville and Broadway. He just sits down, chills, and perfect strangers walking up, petting him and stuff. I've had dogs get on his nerves and he turn up. You know what I mean? Because he feels like they're dominating him or they're challenging him or whatever. But he's he's a good dog. You know what I mean? He'll lay right in the bed with my girl, my kid, everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he's a big old baby. At the end of the day, he just wants. He's not a. When you protect the house, you can't walk by my house without him going off. But I've had the ones that are. you can't have no dogs around me. You know, well, I should say dogs. I never really had no just dogs. It had to be like male on male. You know, what I mean that type of deal. You know, but I've had that with all the bloodlines I've
Yeah.
had too. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I don't think when people try to say one bloodline's known for this and that. I mean, I've seen bad in both. It's just like people. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
people say, "Oh, this person's bad because he's that color. This person's bad because he's that color." I seen good and bad in every color. You know what I
Right.
mean? You know
Right.
how it is.
Right.
You know, you can have a family of five kids, and one grows up and he's a killer. The other one grows up, he's a nerd. The other one grows up, he's an athlete. You know what I mean? Like they was all raised under the same roof. You know, like, doesn't mean they didn't have. They got the same teachers from the same two people. You know what I mean? But
Right.
they all chose different paths. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
And one gets angrier than the other one, faster than the other one. You know, you got the brother that you call because he's gonna come handle something, and you got the one brother I ain't calling him because he ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
You.
know?
You right. Cause I got some brothers and I got some sisters, and you know we all got our different personalities. We
Mm-hmm.
all got our different ways of
Right.
things we
Right.
do. And like you said, it's like that though with the dogs. You know that because you've been breeding for
Yeah.
X amount of years. You know you can have a litter and every puppy in the litter could somewhat act, you know,
Yep.
they own personality.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, um,
They got them bloodlines. People try to stick. I'm not gonna say the names, but they say certain bloodlines. Oh, they're known for this or they're known for that. You know. You
a
know.
dog is a dog,
Yeah.
man. You know,
Yeah.
like you
You can
said,
train
like
them. You know.
the different
And they pick up on ownership. You
you
know.
gonna have them hot dogs in every line, like you said. You know, it's just about I think how you also breed them
Yep.
too. Like you know, you don't want to put two hot dogs
Right.
together
Right. Exactly.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You
Yep,
know,
yep.
because
It's like people. You got two big people, put them together, they probably make some big kids.
exactly.
You know, you know, not you're not a 6'5" dude with a 6 foot chick. They're probably not
We're
gonna
go-
have a 5 foot
right,
kid. You
right,
know what I mean?
right, right,
You know, they're probably gonna be in the league with them too.
right,
You know what I mean?
right,
It's like with LeBron, his kids.
right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how it goes. You know, so you got to be selective breeding. I mean, the same with people. You know. Yeah.
Last month you were the judge for the XL Bully class at the Wow Factor show in Dayton.
Hmm.
Um, did you and James Cosby, did y'all already have a relationship prior to you judging at the
Yeah.
show?
I've known James since probably 2008 when like when the shows when actually I met him at J Mac show, um, Machiavelli Pits. He used to throw a show. I think it was called the Wild Bully Bash. I think he would throw it every year. And that's where I met James. And you know, back then everybody wanted a big dog. You know,
Right,
it wasn't pockets.
right,
You know, it wasn't. Everybody was like bigger than better. You know what I mean? As big as we can get them. That's who's winning. You know what I mean? Like, and then it wasn't until probably I mean that I started noticing it maybe right before I left in like 2011 where I started seeing smaller dogs coming around, you know. And then when I got home, it was really crazy out here. Like I was like, "What do you guys got going on out here?" Like
the
the cork
exotics and
tails, exotics, and the cork tails, and no tails. I'm like, and my boys are like, "Oh yeah, they're selling them for $10,000, 15." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, dude, we were backdooring them. Like we
right,
weren't even letting you see that stuff.
right,
Those are
right,
faults.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Now they're getting top dollar for it. You know
right,
what I mean?
right.
They're like, yeah, if it's got no tail, worth more. I'm like, what? You know, so like that's the era. I came under the structure era. You know what I mean? Like we wanted structure. You know what I mean? So it. I mean, I don't. I'm not big on color. I only like there's only a couple colors I don't care for. It's brindle and um, I don't care for pied dogs. You know,
Right.
uh, but I've seen a lot of dogs. Those colors are great structure. Usually in my litters, if I try to not have those in my litters, but I've had them like where it was behind one of the dogs and it came
Right.
out in a pup,
Popped
and
out.
that's
Yeah.
the pup. That's the biggest one, most boned up. You know, the
Right.
brindle one, the one I don't even want. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like somebody else wants it. You know what I mean? But it's like car sales. You know, can't be all what I want. You know.
See, I ain't been breeding nowhere near as long as you know, and like you said, I came up admiring people like yourself who got
Yeah.
had dogs with the structure. So I
Yeah.
came up admiring them them type of dogs
Yeah,
too, like with structure and things like that. I
yeah,
wasn't I wasn't really into the small dogs either.
yeah. Like my mentor Tom, he was the worst. And the guy I had the oldies from, Eric Mason. He them two were like, Eric's like 10 years older than me, Tom's like 20 years older than me. So they've been around, and they were anytime I was a young buck coming up, so I'm buying dogs. I'm like, yeah, I got one. You know, I'm gonna check this one out. I come around, and Eric would always do a walk around on every dog I pulled up with. He'd walk around like he looked like he's looking at a car, like I'm selling him a car. You know what I mean? He looked at the rear. He was like, He's like, rear. I'd say she's probably about a 8 out of 10. She's just slightly kicked out a little bit, or he'd do the old point system on her. You know what I mean? Or the boy. And then Tom, he was the worst. Like he's the reason I'm the way I am, honestly, because he doesn't hold no punches ever. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I just spent 2,000, 3,000 to ship it, spent 1,000 getting it flown in from California. He's like, oh no, bro, that's not gonna work. What do you mean? Like, no, bro. Like that
Do
was him. You know what I mean? He's like, no, bro, that's not gonna be it. You
do
know?
you think we need more of that though?
Oh,
In this
absolutely,
day and time, far as the younger
absolutely.
generation that's coming up, not
Yeah,
like
because now the generations like the Frenchies right now is real big. They're probably the worst. They're probably the ones who need it the most. Um, they're all about DNA. They only care about what the color. I shouldn't say they only care. A big care that they have is what it carries color wise, like what it'll throw, what it'll produce. They don't care how it looks really. I mean, I've talked to French breeders like nobody cares about structure, bro. It's just about what. And I'm like, okay, I have a fluffy. I was the first one in Ohio with the working fluffy. I bought him Yogi Bear 3 years ago. And I always said this Frenchie game is like the biggest scam. Like because as far as breeding goes, because like I bought mine, he was 12 months old. I was the first person to use him. I bought him. They had shipped the semen to me before I even got the dog here, and then I bought him and got him here. I had him in Ohio. So I was like first, like there were some fluffies in Ohio, but they were babies.
right,
They weren't working yet. You know what I mean? So I
right,
beat everybody to the punch. You know what I mean? Because now, boom, I got me a fluffy,
right.
full visual, structure on point. Like to this day, I feel like, and I've seen 100 fluffies now, and I feel like I'll put him next to top five structure, next top five Frenchies was according to structure. You know what I mean? He got big blockhead. He looks like a French bulldog. You go to shows, people are like, man, he actually looks like if you cut all his hair off, he look like a French bulldog,
Right.
a real one. You know what I mean? Like a AKC one. A lot of these ones they got weird faces. They got little heads. No, it's like they're long and tall. You know what I'm saying? Narrow. Mine's a bull. You know what I mean?
What I didn't see you said weird faces. I didn't seen these fluffies with weird faces.
Mm-hmm.
What is that from the particular dog that they mixed in on that?
I don't know. My Frenchie, he DNA's 100% French
French
bulldog.
bulldog, right?
He's been DNA'd with ABK or not ABKC. He's been DNA'd with the AKC. He's been DNA'd with Embark. So both of them come back 100% French bulldog.
Right,
They say they had it back in the day. I don't know. You know, they say what they want to say. I
right.
got one. They're everywhere now. But I know people because I'm a guy that likes to try to dissect what I'm looking at. Like what they do to make that. That's
Right.
me. You know what I mean? When I
Right.
see something crazy, I'm like, that looks different. Like, what is in that? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's me. And I'm like, oh, they probably put a Pekingese in that, or that's a bulldog in there. I can see the Borbal in it. I could, you know what I mean? I could see, that's me. Because I always said, people hang papers, man. I know what it is. I've been in the game a long time.
Sure.
Things don't just change.
Right.
You can't just put two of the same looking dogs together and get totally different. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm okay with it. To me, that part of the game was necessary to achieve goals and visions. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's how all dogs are made, anyways. You know what I mean? But you know, I'm not saying that if you're going to do it the right way. You know what I mean? But uh, I've seen plenty of kennels where they just change their look automatically. Like I'm not going to say no names, but there's kennels out there that I didn't like none of their stuff. They were just pretty dogs, and then all of a sudden, boom! I'm like, where'd that come from? I'm like,
That
yeah, I mean another one. Like you ain't even showed me two dogs I would have bought in 10 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now you got bone, you got chest, you got rear, you
Right.
got blockheads. You know, okay, I don't know what you did, but I like it. You know what I mean? You know, then you hear from the higher ups what down. You
Right.
know what like oh yep I see it. You know it
Right.
makes sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
Good job. You know what I mean? That's me. I ain't a hater. Good job. You know what I mean? Like you made something you turned up. You know what I mean? You elevated your program. You know what I mean? And doing it, they fixed the specific person. They fixed issues that they had. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rears. You know what I mean? Weak rears, stuff like
Right.
that. You know what I mean? Like they did it when they mixed it. They fixed it. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna do it with a purpose. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, don't just
And I'm
be
I'm I, I'm an OG in the game, so it's like I don't care what nobody thinks. If it's a you can say feel how you want to feel about me.
right,
you know,
right,
you know, if you achieved a better product in the end, that was success. You know what I mean? That's part of having a vision. You know,
right. As long as the dog's still in good health
exactly.
and you pushing the breed forward and it's a better looking dog than what it was before.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I'm not saying you always. There's a lot of nice dogs out here. You don't need to do that. There's a lot of nice dogs out here. You guys got to get to them, and um, and sometimes, man, go see the dogs too before you use them. Go
That
see them dogs.
that's a it's two questions I was gonna ask you anyway. What you just said is it's enough dogs already in the gene pool right
Hmm.
now, whereas you would think that you don't have to go out
Yeah.
and add a
Yeah.
whatever dog, a Border or a
Yeah.
bulldog or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
to the dogs. It's enough dogs where you could just go out and seek these dogs and breed
Hmm.
to these dogs and bring that into your
Yeah.
program.
I say every once in a while you might find a dog at another breed. You're like, whoa, that could really enhance what's going on over here. I mean,
Right.
they're American bullies. They're made up of a lot of things. You know, that's how I feel. You know, I'm not condoning it. I'm not telling people to go out there and start hanging papers and stuff like that. You know, because people are going to do it and they'll mess up doing it anyways. You know what I mean? Like they'll do the wrong thing. But uh, I've watched these dogs evolve from one thing to a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? You know, some people just are scared to say it. You know what I mean? They're scared to admit it. You know what I mean? They're just I don't know how you you turn black into white. You know what I mean?
That's
Without doing something to do it. You know what I mean?
I spoke about that briefly with another guy on the show. That it's a big like taboo thing, man, in the American bully where people just don't like to talk about that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's common sense and it's in your face, like you
yeah,
said. Like you've been around so long, you could tell what the dogs was going back from maybe like edge dogs and
yeah, yeah,
guiding
yeah.
dogs and things like that to where the dogs at today. Even like the from the pocket class up to the XL
Hmm.
class.
Yeah,
None
yeah.
of these dogs
I mean,
look nothing like.
I have a dog, Haggard, the HBK Haggard. So he was like part of the first wave of Bully Merles. You know, he's 5 years old. He'll be six, I think. Six this year, I think. Um, and prior to that, the Merles were thin bone, little heads. You know, they lacked all the substance. They didn't have no substance. They were just colorful.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I didn't like them. Like I was breeding Redlion, and I was just breeding Redlion dogs, Camelot Redlion. I like Bully, muscled up dogs, big dogs, big
Right.
blockheads, stuff like that. And I just wasn't getting. I didn't see no Merles that were just like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I'd use that. They were just colorful. Again, structure. So then Haggard, he was in like the wave of like Morpheus, it's a dog on the West Coast, Omega, and uh, there was another dog on the East Coast. Can't remember his name, but they're all out of the same bloodline. The Odd Job and Lilo. The Odd Job was said to be a mix also, and Lilo is a bulldog, right? So it's in the pedigree. It says Odd Job Lilo.
Right.
Lilo is an oldie bulldog. So when I went to buy Haggard, I paid 25,000 for him. I said, "Show me where his papers are hung." because I'm looking at the papers. I'm looking at the papers. I already had looked at. I inquired to use Morpheus before, and when they showed me his papers, I'm like, that dog's been dead like 15 years, 10 years. That's in the pedigree. You know, like, yeah, okay. I'm a realist. I don't care though. You know what I'm saying? Like I talked to So it's a funny story. I talked to Kenny Sanya one day, and we are talking about Duke and a couple of the old Camelot dogs, and who created Duke? I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but the guy that created the Duke, uh, Kenny goes, "What's in them?" And the guy goes, "They were sitting." He said, "He was sitting in his kitchen." And he said, "You like them?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Then don't worry about it." You know what I mean? You like it? I love it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's basically how those are the forefathers that were putting the base down for everybody.
For the Merle.
Yep. No, that wasn't Merle. That was Camelot dog. But
okay.
So they did a breeding with Ajab and Lilo. So once they did that breeding,
they brought in the Merle.
They brought in the substance. They brought the color with the substance now because they did bulldog instead of the sheepdogs they were using. You know, because they were with them dogs.
Catahoula.
Yeah,
and all
Catahoula.
Kind of
them sheepdogs. Yep. So they were bringing the color, and that's why they were all lean and
long
pity
muzzle.
looking. Yeah, they were pity looking. You know, and so then this line kind of bullied him up, boned him up. You know, like brought the substance in. Haggard's got a big, huge bone. Like Haggard's probably one of my best producers, honestly. Like I got girls off him that are bigger than him. You know what I mean? He's a producer for real. Like anything he touches, he's throwing fire. I got a handful of people that got 120, 130 pound females off him. You know what I mean? Like he throws down every time. And that was just like I said, that was that line with the Omega and Morpheus. That's why I bought him. That's funny why I bought Haggard. Me and Matt had like a little not silent little beef, but we had like a I don't care for you, you don't care for me. He had some Red Bear kids. I had Teddy. You know, it was like that little you ain't in my clique.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's us against you. We're in the Redlion world, you know what I mean? So but he had Red Bear more than anybody I know. And Simba also, but he had a Red Bear son. And I had Teddy, and I'm coming up in the game with Teddy. I'm like, I'm pushing everybody's face. I'm pulling up on anybody. Like, man, this dog stacked king. He would pull up on any one of you dogs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? Come out. You know. And I kind of got the big head with Teddy, which he show improved though. You know what I mean? Every time I went somewhere, they were like, yeah, he is what you said he is. You know what I mean? Like type of deal. And so me and Matt didn't really talk. He had said something about Teddy like he was average. He told me he was average, and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "Man, you're a hater if you think Teddy's average." You know what I mean? Like, go find me 10 of them. Then you know what I mean? He's so average. I'll take 10 more. You know what I mean? But it was like a breeder, just competition. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problems with Matt. You know what I'm saying? We never had any beef with And like I said, I bought Haggard off him. I cared if I didn't like him, I wouldn't have bought nothing off him. But so I hit him up for a stud fee, and he told me like 2,500 for Haggard, and I was like, man, I'm gonna try to. Because Reds was kind of getting slow motion, and everybody wanted his color. Everybody was color wave. Everybody wanted his color. I'm like, I'm gonna come with something crazy, And Teddy was down semen wise. Like I couldn't even use him. He was just the freak show to get the people to come see me.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was that attraction. Right. But I couldn't do nothing with him because the semen was bad at the time. And so I hit Matt up. He told me 2,500. I'm like, all right, I'm probably use this dog. So it's the same. This is 1 week. I hit him up. And I was like, I told you I tried to buy adult dogs. I'm like, you want to sell him? He was like, man, I couldn't sell him. He was like, if I did, it'd have to be like 20,000. I'm like, man. I'm like, all right. So that week, me, Andre Smith from BGK, and Ryan Guard that had Morpheus, and Marlon from DDK. We were all on a live video call or live call on Facebook in a group. It was all four of us just chiming in and talking to each other. And they're telling me, Ryan's talking about all this 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 for a puppy. I'm like, for a Merle puppy. I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm sitting thinking, like, this dude's doing the same work I'm doing and getting quadruple, 10 times my money. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. You know, like I gotta get part of this. You know what I mean? That's me. I'm like, I'm not a hater. I'm just gonna,
Right.
I'm come play with you. You know what I mean? That's me. You
Right.
know,
Right.
I'm like, hats off to you. You just motivated me to go do something, another move. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get off the phone. We get off that call, and even Marlon was talking about he's gonna do a breeding, you know, Merle breeding and stuff. And Dre at the time didn't have any breedings. I mean, any Merle dogs. And that's a whole nother story.
He
So
ended up breeding to Morpheus, though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So me and him bang heads over Haggard.
He wanted to purchase him too.
He didn't even know about Haggard until I said something about Haggard.
Right.
So we get off the call, and you can air this if you want. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's the truth. It's a real story. You know, he hits me up. He calls me.
Right.
We're talking. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna buy Haggard. He's like, who's Haggard? I was like, I got the conversation. I got the receipts. You
Right.
know, and he's like, oh, he must be a bad dude if you're trying to buy him. I was like, oh yeah, he's serious. He's about 125 pounds, whatever, you know. And I don't know if I told him how much he wanted. I think I might have told him. I had to look at the messages, and uh, he acted like he didn't know who he was. He legit. So we get off the phone. Next day, Saturday, I hit Matt up. I'm like, hey, let me shoot you 10,000 right now. Because after that conversation yesterday, I'm like, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I'm in. I'm like, you got me sold. I'm trying to get with you guys. You know, like I said, I'm not a hater. You just motivated me. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to come play with you guys. You know, so I hit up Matt. Let me give you 10,000 today, and I'll give you 10,000 in 2 weeks. He's like, man, I got a guy who wants to buy him right now, cash. I'm like, all right, I'll give you all the money right now. I'll beat him to it. You know, I was just trying to drag it out a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, I was like, can I beat him to you? You know, that's me. That's the same way with cars. I see a car online, I'm coming right now because I don't want nobody to get there before me, and I just snoozed on it. You know, and this dog's not like there's a whole bunch of them. You know what I mean? It's not
only a few.
It's not a 07 Tahoe. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
I can go find five in 5 mile radius. You know, so he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, send me some pictures of where he's gonna live and da 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 da. And I was like, I need you to send me some videos of him moving and this, that, and third. Oh, you want stuff from me? I need some stuff from you. I need to see things too. So he sends me the videos, and then he's like, quiet. And I'm like, I'm messaging him, he ain't even responding. I'm like, oh no. Like that's me. I'm like, no, I hate to lose. I hate, you know what I'm saying? I hate losing. So I'm like, no, this is my dog. You know, so I'm like, man, you awfully quiet for you was pretty talkative earlier. Now you awfully quiet. You know what I mean? And he hits me back, and he was like, my goal was just get him on the phone. And when I get him on the phone, I'm gonna send him some money before we get off the phone. I'm locking his dog in. You know,
Right.
So I get on the phone. I get him on the phone, and he's like, we have a conversation. He's like, if I let you get him, you got to give me another 5,000. I'm like, is this other guy serious or whatever? Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, man, but I'm gonna give you that 5,000 in a month.
So he wanted 25.
They want 25,000 for him now. You know, I was like, I'm sending you. I think I PayPal at the time. A lot of people use PayPal. I think I PayPal him 2,000 before we got off the phone, locked him in. I was like, that was a Sunday. I was like, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I'm on my way. So I left Monday morning. I hit him up. He's a man, that dude's mad. And I was like, who is it? He was like, I know him. I'm not thinking of it. Nothing of it. He's like, I know him. He's like, oh, everybody knows him. I'm like, who? I said, Dre? He was like, how you know? I said, dude, I just told him I was about to buy him on Friday. I got off the phone with him, and this dude got off the phone with me and messaged him. Like, these dudes is cutthroat, buddy. I mean, he ain't my boy, so it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was basically, you know, you win, you don't. I lose. If you lose, I lose. Or you know what I mean? It's whatever. You ain't my homies. You don't really owe me nothing, so I can't be mad at you.
Right.
You know, but you literally just called me and then got on the phone and called this dude and to try to snake my dog. You know what I mean? And I beat you to it. So
What?
he's all mad, made a post and everything. This guy, we had a deal, this, that, third. He's all mad, and he tried to dog Haggard. I was like, dude, you was just trying to buy him yesterday. You know, like he's like, man, you. I'm like, dude, get off my line, get off my post. You know what I mean? We cool now. You know, we had it was like some verbal beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't talk to me. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. Don't, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what you try to do, type of thing. And
Right.
then we got cool after a while. You know, probably a couple years later. You know, I wouldn't say we was cool. We just
Cordial.
cordial. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? It was always that, man, I got Haggard daughters look better than your boy you got off of. That was me, you know, talking that mess. You know,
Right.
he produced better than what you got over there. You know what I mean? He had the boy named Gambino. I used to try to dog him because I was like, man, I put these females against that boy. You know what I mean? But
Right.
that's how I ended up with Haggard. You know what I mean? So, uh, yeah, Matt. You know, Matt's a good dude. Matt sold me the dog. Matt's got a great program over there. You know, he's known, but he always putting fire down. But no, Matt's good. He actually bred to my Fluffy too. You know, like I said, we had our beef was more like just a competition, but we still able to do business. You know what I mean? Some people are not able to do that. You know what I mean?
People gotta understand. I done said this too before. Like this like a sport, man.
Yeah,
You know, like
it's
basketball
competition.
or football, it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
competitive, and
Yep,
people
yep.
gotta,
It's not personal.
yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
not get so personal
yeah.
and get in
And
their
that's what
feelings.
happens. And you get them altercations, and when people step away from the dogs and take it to family and stuff like that, and then you're like, come on, man, keep it dogs. You can say whatever you want to say about my dogs. You know, keep it dogs.
Right.
You can dog me till you're blue in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna laugh with you. I'm gonna bid with you. I'm gonna go back and forth with you
Right.
with the best of them. I'll go back and forth with the best of them. Just we keep it dogs though. You know what I mean? I didn't have people. I mean, I got out my hook a few times. I just think people like crazy stuff happen to people. You know, over some words over internet. You know what I mean? Like it ain't even that serious. It's dogs. And I always say I'm not gonna fall out with no friends over dogs. You know, like no, but we're not falling over puppies because we make a bunch of these. I can make more. You know, it's just one puppy. You don't even know if this dog's gonna turn out. You know, so you so worried about this one person, this one puppy, and he might turn out to be the one nobody wanted. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know.
I was talking to that with my wife one day, and I was telling her, you know, like how dudes be falling out over these dogs, and I was explaining that to her,
Years of
like
friendships too gone.
I was telling her, like, you know, from where I come from, my background, like, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, you got whatever you got going on, you know, like I'm not about to fall out over no dogs, though. You know, it's so much more other stuff that I done been through in my
Mm-hmm.
past life
Yeah,
that is no way I can
that's
actually
me. Like,
fall out with somebody and say, you know, it's gonna go here, it's gonna go there over some
yeah,
dogs. Like
yeah. I'd have been
I just
down. I've been to
can't.
the joint. Like
Yeah,
I think I think for me going there, it helped my perception of what was important. You know what I mean? Like I come home, I'm now moving around. You know, I'm building life. You know what I mean? I got things, cars, and whatever, toys and stuff like that. Like they might blow up. I might blow up a motor in my boat. That's 15, 20 grand. You know what I mean? I'm still smiling. I'm laughing. I'm like, you know what? Well, here. This is my thing though. I'm like, there was a time where I didn't have this kind of stuff. There was a time I was watching cars drive by me from
right,
inside of a fence.
right.
You know what I mean? Like my perception of what's worth getting mad over is is different. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna blow up on you. You ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm gonna have attitude with you for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like some of these people want to talk about these dogs. I'm like, bro, you just had a dog. I'm not tripping, man. You know,
Yeah,
we can
see,
sell it, split it, whatever. You know what I mean? It's what it is. Like we're not gonna go back and forth, and I'm not gonna kill you. You know, I'm not gonna take you to that point. If it's not worth killing you over, it's not worth arguing about. I'm not gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? Like this, he ain't gonna talk to you today. I'll holler at you tomorrow. You know what I mean?
right,
Let's cool
right.
down, chill out. You know what I mean? Like, but some people they don't know how to do that. You know, they really it's real beef when they see somebody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you done seen it. You done been through multiple
Yeah.
shows, Judge
Oh, I
XC
didn't see been
shows
to
and stuff
shows
like that.
people get beat up in the bathroom. Like, I mean, I'd have been in a fight at the show before. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have been in a fight. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? It was one of them situations. I say, look, man, just stay away from me, and you know, keep that energy.
Right,
And
right,
he walked up on me, and I mean, I threw the first one. You know what I mean?
right.
But you know. Nobody got beat up. We had a scuffle. You know what I mean? And
Right.
we're cool. We're cool today. He commented on my post. I comment on his post. He asked me about dogs. You know what I mean? Like it's is one of the things. Like I guess we just had to get understanding of each other. You know what I mean? Type of deal. You know what I mean? But we're grown ups. We got kids. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to run businesses. We're trying to build and network and stuff like that. Not it wasn't that I didn't like him. It was just there were some things that were said, and I was like, that wasn't true. You know what I mean? That's not what I said. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like I tried to respect you at the same time. It didn't happen. You know.
See, yeah, at what you just said, us being, adults, we should be able to, if you have a misunderstanding with somebody, like you say, and you come to that person and say, this what's going on, why can't people, have these simple conversations
Mm-hmm.
and cipher through
Yeah.
this stuff
Yeah.
and
Move
be able
past
to
it.
walk away from each other? You ain't gotta walk away
Yeah.
saying I love you
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all of
Yeah.
that, but
Everybody, you can't. You don't have to please everybody. You know. We can be cool and have differences of opinions. You know what I mean? I cannot like your dogs, but you're
right,
a dog man.
right,
I'm gonna respect the fact that you're a dog man. I don't care for your dogs.
right,
It is what it is. You don't have to like my dogs. You know
right.
what I mean? But hey, I'll be at dog shows. I'm at a dog show with predominantly exotics and dogs I don't breed. You know what I mean? And I'm still hanging out, having fun. You know what I mean? With people that are looking at them. I mean, I wouldn't. It's not what I'm into. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, hey, but some of them are nice. You know what I mean? When, some are nicer than others. You know what I mean? I'm not into the ones that can't move. You know what I mean? Like I'm into the functional dog. You know what I mean? Like let me see a dog run and walk. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, at the Wow Factor, there was a lot of nice dogs there. You know what I mean? Like some dogs I look at, some I'm like, that's a train wreck. You know what I mean? Like you should be ashamed. You know what
I
I mean? And
wanna
you're out here in the show with this dog, like it's something nice. you know?
I wanna ask you, something about when you was at the Wild Factor. When you was there, you was judging the
Mm-hmm.
XL Bullies. It's a guy who uh Divine Bully Camp Billy. He was
Yeah,
there
yep. I
with a
seen them.
female, and I think the Mud Monster Bullies.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
she she a, she a
She's got a.
female. She got like a red dog.
Yep, yep. That was a nice dog. She was put
What
together real good.
what and did you judge that?
Yeah, I judge that.
In your opinion, okay, what was it that made you choose
Her dog.
her dog for the winner?
That girl's dog was nice from the front to the back. She had a nice top line. She had a thick rear on her, strong rear, good chest. I mean, my buddy Sam was there. That's my boy. I don't go picking dogs based on friendship. Sam's my boy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's my brother. You know what I mean? We're at top tier kennels down in Cincinnati. That's my boy. We had a nice dog there, but I feel like she had a nicer overall dog. From front to the back. Breed quality. You know, both of their other dogs were nice, but if I was gonna pick one to represent that class, she was the one. That dog was nice, real nice. I think she's from Ohio too, I believe.
Yeah, she in I want to say Dayton, man. I want to say Dayton.
Okay,
I
because I
could
seen
be
her
wrong.
out. Because I went to the Rumble in the Jungle too.
Yeah, she was there
Yeah,
too.
she went there. That's where I met her at. Actually met her there, and I seen that dog there. I thought it was a red lion dog. It's not red lion. It's I forget what it is. It's not a red lion dog though.
Yeah, I'm
She's nice
actually
though.
she actually supposed to come up here
Okay.
and get on the show
Yeah.
like
Yeah, they
sometime
seem
in
like
June.
they're building a nice program over there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really hip to her. When I was at the Rumble in the Jungle, I had talked to Aubrey Kane, and she was like, "Yeah, what's her name?"
Um, I ain't even get her name
Yeah, but
yet.
she said her name, but she's like, "She's from Ohio." I was like, "Well, I don't know her." And then I looked her up. I'm like, "Oh, dang, she got some red dogs." And that's when I first got hip to her. But, but she had a
Yeah,
nice dog.
yeah, yeah. I took notice to her from the Wild Factor
Hmm.
show when I
Yeah,
was watching that.
Divine Bully Camp. His dog was nice, but I just felt like the other one was more better to represent that class.
Right,
You know,
right.
like she's more show quality. You know,
In your opinion, what what would qualify someone to be a judge at a dog show?
It seems like lately I've been getting asked. I feel like because I've been around for a long time. You know, I've seen a lot of dogs, um, and people know like I'm a stickler. You know, and I'm not going to. I got my buddy Kenny. He always Kenny Dunham at Luxury Pit. He always says we were down in Tennessee. This is when I first came home. He took me to tennis. First time I've been in Nashville. We go down to the show down there, and there was a guy purchasing a dog off of somebody, and I literally, I'm fresh out. You know what I mean? Like I've probably been out 6 months, 8 months, something like that, and I'm just getting back around. And it takes me down there, and the guy was purchasing a dog off of somebody, and I said, "Dude, you gonna buy that dog? Like, why are you buying this dog?" You know what I mean? Like, I think it had sloped back, and it was a wreck. You know what I mean? So to this day he always brings it up. He's like, "Man, I'll never forget you. You was out there. You just let dude know, like, man, don't buy don't buy that dog. You know what I mean? What are you doing? You know what I mean?"
Right.
And I think he was like part of our our network, and it wasn't like I was just hating on somebody that I didn't, some stranger. He was in our little network, our little circle. And I was like, "What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's not what you want. You know."
Right.
But and I got that from Tom. Tom Nichols. I'm going to tell you what I think you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You know what I mean? Because that's not going to help you. You know, and they did it to me.
That's what we need
Yeah,
though
yeah,
right now
right,
for
right.
the
And a
for the
lot of people
people
can't
that's
take it.
coming in the game though. We need that people
Yeah,
to
a lot of people
that
can't
been
take
doing it
that.
already
Hmm.
and could be a mentor to people coming up and
Yeah,
let them know truthfully, hey, that ain't it, that ain't it, that ain't it.
yeah, yep,
Go back to the draw, whatever the
yeah,
case
yeah,
may
yeah,
be, and
yep,
people should be and take it as respect
yeah.
and
Constructive criticism.
and move forward
Yep.
and get better with it.
A
But
lot of people, they're too sensitive in their feelings.
you
They take it personal because they didn't raise the dog, they didn't fed the dog. This is not just your pet. You are marketing this dog as a part of your face of your kennel. You know what I mean? I can see it if it's just your pet. You just laying around your house. You know what I mean? Protecting your house, cool. You know what I mean? But as far as like you want to breed the dog to other people's dogs and you want to do that, that's a whole nother ball game. Now it's not personal no more. Now it's business.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So uh, definitely people need to do that. You know what I mean? You get a lot of people just patting shoulders and just scared to tell somebody something. And
Yeah, but
I'll be the first one. And I'm Teddy. So in my mind, my eyes, it's my personal opinion. Teddy's he's one of the most flawless dogs at his size. You know what I mean? Like he's proven. You know what I mean? I've taken him all over his country. I've stacked with the best of them. You know what I mean? Like I've been to Cali, I've been to Texas, I've been to Atlanta, Tennessee. We've been all over. You know what I mean? We go to where all the big dog shows
that's
are.
that dude named Josh Dixon,
Dixon, yeah, yeah,
right? From Muscled Up Kennels.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
seen you down there with them
Yeah, 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 yeah,
stacking up.
yeah, yeah, yep. I've been to his. I've been to his place. Couple. It's crazy. We went there one time. The first time I ever been to Josh's house. Never met him before. And this is like when I first got. I started campaigning Teddy. Like we were putting in miles. You know what I mean? Like, and it was more like I talk a lot of mess. You know what I mean? Like I talk. Like, I'm maybe light skinned me or whatever, but I talk mess. But I was like, I got the dog to back it up now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've been around a long time. I've never been to Cinco because I'm not going to go to Cinco with some stuff that I don't think is going to do anything out there that's not going to represent or be like, whoa, what's that? You know what I mean? I got Teddy. I'm like, I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? We are coming to Cinco this year. You know what I mean? I got something for y'all. You know, and I went to Josh's house. I was at Sam's house with Teddy. They're like, yeah, we're gonna shoot down to Josh's house. I'm like, all right. I think Craig Spice was there. Um, Simona was there. Simona from Prestige Bullies. She came. She was up there with one of her girls with some dogs, and Danny Combs Bullies. Uh, Sam came with Boss. I had Teddy. We're driving these back country roads for me and Sam are laughing. We're joking like, "Babe, are you sure about this? You know what I mean? Like, where are we going? You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I didn't talk a lot of mess. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. You talk a lot of mess, and I go everywhere by myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm always solo. You know what I mean? Like I can handle myself. So, but mine's more like go get your dog. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Stack them up. type
Right.
of deal. You know what I mean? Like I'm not here to fight you. We talk internet mess. We're we're boosting our account, and I've been back and forth with people on the internet day. Like I got to plug my phone in today. Y'all got me going. You know what I mean? Like, but it controversy sells. You
For
know what I mean?
sure.
Next thing you know, you get all these people friend requesting and liking, messaging, like because they see these people. Like how I met Sam, he saw me, Tran, and Marlon and DDK arguing on Facebook, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He bought dogs from all three of us. You know what I mean? He bought a Teddy daughter, he got a Warbear daughter, and he got a Hulk daughter, like back to back to back. You know what I mean? Like that's how I met Sam. Like it works. You know what I mean? But so we go down to Josh's, and they brand. Usually you go to shows, you're gonna feed them a little extra. You know what I mean? Want to make sure they're trump tight for for show. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like bodybuilding. You're gonna do what you're gonna prepare.
Right.
You're gonna prep for the show. And I ain't have none of that. I was just hanging out at Sam's house. I had Teddy with me. I think it was I don't know why I was down there, but like let's go to Josh's house. I'm like, all right, we're gonna have a little cookout, barbecue, whatever. And they put uh, Teddy on a scale. He was like 137, 142. I think it was 142. He was the biggest dog there, you know. And it was more of like I said, the beginning of me and Teddy's, our journey, what I mean, together. And this is like basically when everybody's, let's see if this dog's really what he says he is. Let's see,
Right.
like, we're to find out. We're gonna pull a scale out on him. We're
Right.
gonna blow a mile out on him. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to expose this dude. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And
So they
everywhere I went, people were just like,
they
"Wow,
ran you through the ringer.
yeah, yeah, yeah." They made me earn it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They made me earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the hat. Oh, wrong hat. My other
Right.
hat says respect is earned. You know what I mean? Like they
Right.
made me earn that. You know what I mean? I can
Right.
talk all I want, but I want to show up. It's showtime. You know what I mean? And in the bully game, they're always looking for a way to discredit you. You know how it goes.
Right.
They want to find any old thing they can. Like, no, you got a 10-pound collar on. You got to, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have a video of him way back here and all around. Make sure nobody's touching the scale. And you know what I mean? Like, you got to show without a shadow of a doubt that this is what he is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he was the biggest dog there. He was like 142. I think Beecher was there. This is before. This is before. What's his dog?
Odin or
Not Odin. I think Odin was there, but his dog is now the red dog.
Butters.
Butters. Yeah, he started with B. That was before he was around. So it was like basically now I got eyes. I got Craig. I got a video of him having Teddy on his hanging scale. 150. There was another time I was there. It's next time. So like I said, I didn't get prep him 2 weeks, make sure he's a little extra. You know what I mean? He was 142, walk around weight 142. Came back next year. He was 149 or 151. I got the video of Craig Spice talking about it. He's a 150. It was Ricky from uh,
Wall Street.
Wall Street. Yep, he was there. They all got it. And I got scale video at Sam's house. He's 150, 149, 151. You know what I mean? He's right in there, 150s, But he proved everywhere he went. You know what I mean? Me and Sam got one of the best stack pictures at Sam's house. Him and Boss and Teddy next time. Got my hand on my hip. And Teddy just looking like, yep, this is what we do. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like they got to the point where they're like, this dude got Teddy on autopilit. You know what I mean? He comes to the show, he knows what it is. People are taking pictures. I ain't even looking. And Teddy's like, you know what I mean? People tag me like, look, Chris didn't even know I was taking a picture. Teddy stacked up. You know what I mean? Like we know, what time it is. Look alive. Went to Cinco. He was so we drove 3 days. He weighed in at 147 at Cinco, so he didn't eat like normal for 3 days. You know what I mean? So 147 at Cinco. I didn't put him in any shows. I was supposed to put him in the most ripped up. I'm talking to everybody. I'm doing this, talking dogs. I missed the show. Some American Bulldog one, I think. And I'm like, he's definitely the most ripped over 100 pounds. You know what I mean? But I didn't get it because I didn't enter him into it. But got a nice stack off with Omega. What's his name? Nuke. Matt Meredith's dog, Nuke. Matt showed me a lot of love out there. He got me a booth out there. and he let me post up in right there with him, and Teddy got a lot of love out there. That's when people were like, "Oh, this dude is no joke for real." Like,
You gonna be going to the Judgment Day show
yeah,
this
yeah,
year
yeah. I
in
went. Did I go
September?
last year? I think I went last. There's only one of them, right? There's only been one.
Yeah, it only been
Yeah, yeah. I
one.
went to
Yeah,
that one.
the
Yeah, I went.
IX Center
Yeah,
was
yeah,
at
yeah.
last year.
I went to that. I'm actually pretty cool with dude that throws it. He's got a Lion King daughter too. He don't really broadcast her, but he's got a Lion King daughter.
Oh
You
yeah, I
know.
didn't know that.
Yeah. See, he's got one over there.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
he's been pushing that muscle tone dog. He's got some of them the standards he's got, but he don't really. We had talked about bringing Teddy to her, but I said I don't know how old she is. She's probably about the age to get bred. Now dude's pretty cool. He lives Barberton, I think.
Yeah, yeah, he live
Yeah, he's
out that
about 20
way,
minutes from me.
Akron,
Yeah, he's
somewhere
about 20.
out that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he's
yeah,
about 20, 25 minutes from me. Yeah,
yeah,
dude's pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah. He a cool dude.
yeah. I took Teddy out there. That's where I did go. I took Teddy out there. His grandson, head honcho, was there. Uh, he got biggest bone. Um, he got that was a pretty good show too. Uh, but yeah, we went. Me and Teddy went to Josh's house. I took him down to Texas to uh, what's his name, Jonathan's show 2 years ago. That was a good show. Butters was there, and a lot of nice dogs showed up. But it was like now it's like Ted. I don't think they're pulling up to try to stack on him. They just want to stack with him now.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean? They just want a picture with him. You know what
right.
I mean? Like he's getting older. They're like, when Ted's gone, they're gonna be like, look, I got this picture with
Picture.
Ted. You know what I mean? He's a legend. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they call him a stack king. You know what I mean? Like, we were pull up kings. Oh, I've been in Atlanta, pulled up on them boys, and tell them I was coming. You know what I
I
mean?
saw. I saw. I just was recently. I just was going through your
Yeah,
back to your Instagram, looking at
yeah.
a lot of
And that's a
stuff, and
new Instagram. I lost my original Instagram about 2 years ago. I had like 30,000 followers and lost it. So I that's not even everything on
I
this
saw.
new one.
I saw you like it was. I think it was Teddy that was with you. You was like coming up to the door, and you had like this
Oh yeah, that
wooden
was
thing
so
with this.
they made a makeshift Josh Stanley and Jesse Clark. Josh over at UEK Bullies over in Utah, and Jesse Clark. What's his kennel? Bedrock Kennels. They went to the Walmart or whatever by the show, and made a little platform and put a little car on it, and put me and a dog, or put a dog and a black Ken doll in there or something like that, and to stack pull up kings.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep, yep,
yeah. I had saw
yeah.
that on there.
So it's like it's a fun
I
thing
was,
now. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's not. I don't have no beef with anybody. It's more fun now. You know what I mean? Ted, we had our fun. You know what I mean? Do I have anything that's messing with Ted? No, I don't. I got a 150-pound female off of him, Teddy daughter. She's pretty serious. She's got a red bear head. She's got a 26.5-inch head on a female, and 150 pounds. I took her to I bred the Tyson. Took her down to Florida to breed the Tyson. She was bigger than Tyson. Lion King's dad. Like, what's his name? Uh, Omar. He was like, dude, Tyson wanted to fight her. He was like, he thought it was like he was treated like she was a dude. I was like, oh man, it's a girl, man, chill out. He's like, man,
right.
he probably intimidated. But no, I had a red bear to a Warzone daughter. Got that female, my girl Megan Thee Stallion. She passed away after birth, and after it, a litter. And I took. She's one of those pups. Bred Teddy to her. Her name is Miss V. Uh, she's a beast.
It's a few people I done heard, saying like that the XL bully is lacking breed type in comparison to, some of the other classes of American bully. What's your opinion on that topic? Like, far as
Uh,
have you heard that people
nah,
saying that?
I think with any class, there are going to be kennels who push a certain look or are pumping stuff that's really, and it's all a matter of opinion. You know, at the end of the day, it's still opinion. Whether this dog's better than this dog, or that dog might be better for me, and just you don't like what I like. You know what I mean? Like you know, I like a bully dog. Big round head and bone and chest and stuff. But some people some people don't care for a dog that's got shoulder set, like a big shoulder set on. They want a more of a show quality dog. And people breed just for just go to hit the show ring. You know what I mean? I don't. I personally am not a show guy. I've taken Teddy to many shows and we don't show.
Right.
We're outside of the ring taking pictures, shaking hands and kissing babies. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what
Right.
we're doing. We got a crowd. We got our own show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
I got pictures of crowds around Teddy taking pictures, snapping videos, and I got them stacked up and they're around him. That's my show. That's what I go to shows for.
I done heard a lot of what you just said. Like I done heard of like, a lot of XL bully dudes who got the wow factor type dogs
Hmm.
like you got like
Yeah,
Teddy, and I done heard a lot of them say that like, I go to shows but I don't enter my dog
yeah.
in the show.
I'm here to network and hang out.
And when I do take a dog to the show, they be saying like, the show over here, they
Yeah,
more focused on
yeah,
my dog
yeah.
than the dogs that's
Yeah,
actually in the
yep,
show.
yep. When I used to run Teddy around, I don't take him to shows no more. When I used to walk, I couldn't walk through. You know what I mean? We just post up. Like y'all got just come over here. You know what I mean? Like that's how it was. But and a lot of shows now are mainly smaller dogs, and people get tired of lugging them big monsters around. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day, we'd show up to me and Tom, my boy D, and Bear, and a couple other dudes. We'd pull up the shows in Columbus, coming out of Cleveland, Canton area. We pull up in Columbus area, 5, 6 truckloads deep. 2, 3 dogs and cages in them, avalanches, Escalades, Yukons. You know what I mean? Like Tahoe, Suburbans. Like we're loaded up.
Right.
We come through with a whole band of us. Pulling out dogs. We probably have 8 dogs down there. You know what I mean? And well, we don't do that stuff no more. you know, Now these dudes they pull up one suburban, they got 5 dogs in it because they got little dogs now.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So, but it was a lot of work. We used to do that all the time, man. The shows back in the day were crazy. Actually, I think I'm gonna say they're better than they were now, but I feel like more people went as far as the XLs. Because back then everybody wanted a big dog. That was the thing. Bigger is better. Bully area, biggest. We had a dog named Rock Boy, 100, 115 pounds, 120 pounds. That was a monster then. You know what I mean? Like 2010,
Right.
2008, that was a monsters, 120 pounds. They were like the XB dogs up there. You know what I mean? Like that was Tom's dog, Rock Boy, and that was like my clique. We used to run around together. You know what I mean? I had my stuff, they had their stuff. So we were that was our network. You know what I mean? Around here, we were the connection around here for the big dogs. You know what I mean? If you knew him, I had a dog, some puppies, and you knew me. That dude got some puppies, and we would make it happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
I sold my first $1,500 dog on 105 in Union. Yeah, my dude June. He's my dude now. I didn't know him then.
Right.
Tom hooked it up. He's like, "You got any puppies?" I'm like, "Yeah." Fresh in the game. They were cash pups. And he said, "I need you to grab 2 boys. We're riding to Cleveland.
Right.
Grab nice ones. Don't bring don't bring me no little stuff. Bring me the best ones." We shoot up to Cleveland, 105 in Union. My dude June, Puerto Rican June, uh, and he gives me what did he give me? It was $1,500 for a dog, but we were just picking dogs. He was picking which one he wanted. He gave me a deposit. He gave me $500. That's what it was. He gave me $500. He was like, "You come back tomorrow, I'll give you the other 1,000." I'm like, "All right." We're legit driving back down the highway, and he calls me. It's an hour drive back to Canton. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, bring the dog back. I got the rest of your money." Bro. I said, that's how we built our little relation. Me and him are cool. That's my guy. You know what I mean? Like to this day, that dog actually died maybe a year and a half ago. He was old. That was his best friend. You know what I mean? We're talking 2008. This dog just died like within a year to 2 years ago. And I was like, "Bro, let me get down here. I'm gonna give him a second set of shots. I'll bring him back tomorrow." You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's how we build our rapport. I was like, "I'll be back." You know what I mean? He don't know me.
Right.
He's a dude in Cleveland. Just gave some money to some dude in Canton. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we're on a trust factor. He
Right.
don't even know me. He know my guy. And That's how we got. Came back the next day, and me and him then that's my dude. You know what I mean? Like I sold a couple of his family members' dogs. You know, like that was my first $1,500 sale.
You know, by you being in the game so long, if you had to make a top 10 of your greatest XLs of all time,
Hmm.
who would you put on that list?
Teddy's one. I was gonna say him. Red Bear, Icon, Comet. I think who's out there right now that I like a lot. Mm, Tens a lot. uh, Omega was nice. They did a lot for the game too. Um, Warrior for what stuff I got. I mean, he was a father of a lot of. Let's see here. Duke, like Tonka a lot too, out there in Canada.
Canada.
Yep. Lion King. Let's see. This era probably like Dom P was one of them.
Big ballers.
Yep, Big
Yeah.
Ballers Dom P. I got a Dom P son. You know, he produces too. Um, but he was one of. I remember when
You
he really,
throwing bone on a lot of
yeah,
dogs.
when he was when he was being bred. I mean, when first really was getting studded out. Like everybody was breeding that dog. Like he was like the guy he was the go to. That dude probably ran. I tried to buy him. He wasn't trying to sell him, but uh, he's definitely one. I mean, I know some. I know some secret sauce guys that fathered some of these dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? What you gonna say them guys? But there's some dogs out here that ain't bullies that are they were there.
Right.
You know, he wasn't no bully, but he was putting it down
Putting it down.
to some bullies. You know what I mean? He
Right.
was a big old oldie bulldog. You know, like I'll say it is what it is. You know, it's known. It's the thing is like when you have dogs that are over 150 pounds, it you should be a realist and know there's something back there. You know what I'm saying? So if I was to say like who was like one of the best, like a big influence, and was like the Bear was one of them. You know what I'm saying? He's behind a lot of stuff that's out here right now that's still really nice. You know, and he was the stunt double. He was he was a stunt double for a lot of dogs. You know what I mean? And he changed the look of a lot of. He changed a lot. I was gone during that era, so I didn't get to see Bear. Now the oldie bulldogs that I had back in the day, uh, my friend Eric, he's got semen on ice of Bear's great grandpa. You know, he gave me them. So I have them. You know, I haven't used them yet, but I have Bear's great grandpa on ice. You know what I mean? But uh, there's a handful of dogs out there that were don't get no credit.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Like you know how it goes. You know, like they ain't get no credit, but
Right.
they were them guys for real. You know what I mean? Like they were the reason behind what's going on right now. You know. Uh,
Right. What are your thoughts on health testing, and should it be mandatory for all breeders?
um, I got mixed feelings on that. To be coming from where I've come from back then, we didn't have none of that stuff. You bred off your eyes and experience. You
Right.
know, dog was messed up. You didn't breed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Um, I can see why people do it. You know, like to try to prevent some things from happening. But my thing is more of who are these people that are behind the genetic testing? Like,
Right.
I send off a couple of dollars off, and you guys are just analyzing DNA and you know what I mean in a lab, and you know what I mean. I don't. I don't know who you guys are.
All right,
I don't
who's
know
this?
where do you get your credentials at?
All right,
And
who's to say they
yeah,
100%
I mean, you got
accurately doing they
we're sending out blood for American bullies, and they're coming back American bullies, and we know they ain't just American bullies. You know what I mean? Like they're made up of a lot of stuff. You know,
right,
like I've seen stuff where we legit know exactly that it's not that. You know, and it comes back this. You know what I mean?
right, right,
You know,
right,
so I'm I don't knock anybody to do it. Sweet, do it. It's a good. I personally haven't. You know, I've done my Frenchie. You know, because that's more than one breed. It's like a thing you got to have that done for your French bulldogs. You know what I mean? For your DNA, like I said, the DNA. It
right.
goes back to the DNA. They want to know what this dog carries color wise and what it's going to throw. You know, it's not like that with bullies. You know,
Yeah,
the
nah,
Frenchie you could have if I, like my Frenchie. I bought him a year old. If I'd have bought him as a puppy, I'd have missed the wave. You
right.
know, I would
You
have
would
missed a good money wave.
you would have had to
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, because my dog would have been a generation behind from what's new now.
Right.
It's always playing. They're always playing catch up in that game. Always some new blood, new color, new a big rope now. They got hairless. They got all these little things that keeps you chasing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you thought you had it. Now in 6 months, you better come again. You know?
Yeah, I guess they were saying like a lot of I don't really know too much about the French Bulldogs, but I'm starting to kind of watch and kind of pay attention to stuff that's going on just because I'm doing the media type thing now.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess they were saying like, a lot of them dogs, they come over from the UK first.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
newer
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. They're overseas.
And then they say
They're
like once
imported
it
in.
get here,
They're
America, we
we're
make
already
it better.
behind. We're already behind on that level.
Right.
They set the standard. You know,
Yeah.
like back in it was like Hungarian blood. I think it was like what was a big place that we were coming from. Uh, but yeah, now they got them big ropes now.
You know, uh I noticed, you got a litter on the ground right now,
Mm-hmm.
some puppies. From One Elite Kennels, is
Yep,
that the
yep.
correct
Rocco.
name?
Yep,
Rocco.
yep.
Okay. Um, when you selected Rocco for the stud to, take to your female, what were you looking to get from that breed and matching them two up together?
Rocco lacks nothing. Maybe if I was to be a stickler on Rocco, I would say I'd like to see some more shoulder on him. That's where my girl comes in. I got Rumble Daughter off of some soft stuff that I didn't do. Somebody else did it. It's a big female, about buck 15, buck 20. I bred the Rumble. Rumble's chesty. Comes from some big baller stuff. They got chests. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that was about the only thing I wanted to add to Rocco was the chest. You know what I mean? I wanted everything Rocco had. Rocco has 28-inch head. He's 160 pounds. He might be a little heavy.
I
So
seen
he
that
could be a little
video.
heavy on the heavy side, you know, but maybe 152, 153 if you look real good. But 160 still looks good at 160. He moves around. You know what I mean? Like that's a big dog, man.
I seen that video you've been showing, like him coming
Coming out,
into the house
yeah,
or whatever that is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My dude was
Yeah,
like, oh,
he fucking huge.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. He's a beast, man. I bred to him twice. I actually have another litter coming from him.
Oh,
We think we only got a few pups off of a Haggard daughter.
oh, okay.
Haggard and Haggard daughter. Haggard bred to a Smasher daughter. A female off of that. So I got her from I think Matt Producer. Yeah, Matt Producer, HBK. But I got her from Brian out west. But we just found out she's pregnant. She's pregnant. She probably has a few in her, but she's got a lot of chest on her. She's bully.
You still have puppies available off this
Yeah,
this
yeah.
litter?
We had a bunch of males. We only had one female in that litter. So I got about four males available right now. Chocolate Merle, Lilac Merles. I got a Lilac boy. We call him Brahma. He looks just like Rocco, same color. We got a chocolate Trindle. He, I think he might be gone. He's them two solid boys that are gonna be something else. And I got another chocolate Merle. He's gonna be something nice too. So hopefully get the Juju rear with the mass and the girth of Rocco with uh the chest from Rumble. You know, they're all pretty shouldery. You know, like 6, 7 weeks old now.
We all hear it, man. He got 4 males available off that litter. So, if you're looking for an incredible XL bully, tap in with him. Um, what are some of the things, that you are looking for when you selecting your keeper puppy out of a litter?
Wow factor. Something that just stands out from the rest. A bull. I want a bull. I look for the tails. I like a thick base closest to the back. Usually when there's like somebody told me that one. Usually the base of the tail coming off the body is super thick. They're probably gonna be bulls. Probably gonna be the bullies of the litter. You know what I mean? The biggest, girthiest one, and the ones with the skinny tails. Are skinnier. I like stops on the head, fat muzzles. I like to definitely like to see some shoulder on them. On the neck. As far as keepers, you know what I mean. I want to walk around like they they got shoulders, like they got shoulder pads on. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's what I want. You know.
Um, in your opinion, what are some things, if you're looking at puppies in the litter that would maybe qualify them for a pet home instead of maybe,
If I notice like they don't move as good as others, or um, underbites, uh, mm, like bad bites, uh, just not a breed quality dog to me. You know what I mean? Like there'll be a number of things that make me like, I'm
right.
not gonna try to get a bunch of money out of this one. I'm gonna let this one go hang out at somebody's house. Give him a good home. You know, no expectations for him. Just other than being a pet. You know.
Um, you briefly had mentioned, about the fluffy French bulldog. What are some of the differences when it comes to, French bulldogs in comparison to XL bullies, as far as breeding wise, as far as breeding them?
Mm, like people say, Frenchies are harder to breed. I mean, man, for me, it's like doing progesterone and breed the dogs. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I heard. That's why I had. That's what
Yeah,
made me ask you that,
yeah.
because
I
I
don't
hear
know. I
people.
mean, I bred Yogi a bunch of times. I got a lot of litters out there. I got a dude that had a guy up here in Cleveland. You might know him, Rick Ibarra, uh, Puerto Rican Rick. He bred a Yogi. He had 13 puppies. They all came out natural.
Right,
They all survived.
right.
Like, so I don't know. I don't know who said that.
Yeah,
I know
yeah. It's
I had multiple litters of Yogi, eight puppies plus. 7, 8, 9 puppies. I mean, Rick's was the biggest. Uh, that was crazy when he told me that. He showed me a picture. I'm like, what?
is
Yeah.
is the French bulldogs something you gon'
Uh,
continue to keep
I
rolling with?
I like them. Me personally, right now in my life, I got so many irons in the fire right now. So I actually cut back on the dogs. You know what I mean? I probably got a quarter of the dogs I had a year ago. Got a lot of co-owns, and you know what I mean. And I tried to walk away. Not gonna lie. You know, I'm a dog man. So it's like you want to get, you're like, I want to get rid of all these dogs. You know what I mean? You know how it goes sometimes. Like I'm just gonna be a pet owner. You know what I mean? Like then you look at a dog that comes in the heat, and you're like, I should be breeding that dog. That dog's sweet.
Right.
I could really make something nice with this dog. You know what I mean? Like, and I started like, I'm not a quitter. So I I got a foot in. You know what I mean? I still got my foot in. I'm still in the shows. I'm still involved in the community, and you know.
You got any shows coming up that you're gonna be judging at?
Uh, yeah, Baby K Bullies. He invited me down to a show in Columbus or London, Ohio. I think it's this weekend. Supposed to go down there Saturday, I think, and judge. Uh,
Okay.
uh, yeah, I'm gonna go to that, and then uh, I'm gonna hit the Wow Factor. There's gonna be another Wow Factor. I think it's in Philly. No, I think there's one in Philly and there's one in Detroit, I believe, this year. So you never know. I might be judging one of them. I don't know. You know, James wants me to. I will. James, like I said, that's my guy. You know, James was like, I knew him before I went to prison. When I came home, he was a big supporter of mine. Like, you know, like a positive. But he talked to him, you know, I mean, he's happy to see me doing things, and you know, he shows a lot of respect. You know what I mean? Like he's a good guy, man. You know, but lately he had a little rough time after his last show, and but James has been nothing but stand up and uh, solid with me. You know, just in talking when you're not even talking about dogs, just talking about other anything. You know what I mean? Like that's a good dude. You know, the show I always go to a show. So if there's a show within some, I've been to all of his Ohio shows. You know what I mean? So I support his shows. You know what I mean? So uh, I'll continue to go to his shows.
Um, you seem like a person who uh has a lot of drive and also a person who is like very determined and dedicated. You know, on one of your posts, I had read it. It said, "Still here, still blessed, and ain't slowing down. I'm that MF. Gonna have to kill me to stop me. So much more to do." What's the driving force behind all that drive and determination and the will to never give up?
One, I got a daughter. Um, you know, like I said, I went to prison, so I lost everything I had for a period of time. Got back. I got custody of my daughter. Probably within a year after me coming home, I got full custody of her. She's been living with me since 2016, something like that. She's 18 now. So I basically just wanted to, you know, when I was gone, I felt bad. You know, I should be able to do this for her. And I'm not doing that. So I came out. She was like when I came out, she was a big driving force for me. You know what I mean? Just to be somebody she can be proud of. You know what I mean? And try to build something that she can be proud of also, and maybe take it one day, or you know what I mean? Like,
That's kind of, you know, my driving force as well. Like I got four daughters.
okay, yeah,
I got two sons. You know,
mm-hmm,
my oldest daughter is 25. She'll be 26 this month on the 27th.
mm-hmm,
So that kind of like made me change and, you know, not want to go back to prison because I've been to prison too.
yeah,
And that made me not, for what you just said, like, you know, my kids, they look at me as everything, you
yeah. Me
know.
and my daughter, she calls me her best friend. You know what I mean? She's I'm her bestie. I'm
Yeah,
her father, but we can talk. You know what I mean? She knows she can call me. You know what I mean? I want to be that guy. I don't be the guy that I got a daughter. I got friends I didn't even know they had kids. You know what I
right,
mean? Like, when that kid? When did you get that kid?
right,
You know,
right,
I was that kid 10 years old. You know what I mean?
right.
Like most of my friends are in their kids' lives.
Yeah, me,
I can't come. I got my kid. You know what I mean? I got kids this weekend or
right.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like those are the people I have in my life that raise their kids and um, try to teach their kids, you know, the best way and be able to provide for them, and you know that the kids can call. You know, a lot of kids don't have nobody they can call. You know what I mean?
That's how I am, man. Like, you know, what you said, like my kids, everything, and that's the kind of relationship I got with my kids. Like
Yeah.
I'm their father, but at the same time, I'm their closest friend
Mm-hmm.
too. And
Yep.
they could come to me, talk to me about anything. Like, you know, I'm not that far removed from them age wise either.
Yeah.
So we still got common ground on a
Right.
lot of
Same here. I'm
things.
40. My daughter's 18. So
Yeah,
you know, it's like we hang out. You know, and she's like, so for me, I'm adopted. I was adopted when I was a year old. You know, first day I had umpteenth kids, like 15, 16 of them, something like that, and uh, I was blessed though. I got adopted in a great family. I got blessed, you know what I mean? But even though I was raised in a great family with great parents, you know, great upbringing, you know what I mean, like Christian home, and you know, I don't want to be like my birth parents were, just having kids, not taking care of them. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be that guy. You know, like I want to show my daughter that I want to be what they weren't. You know what I mean to my daughter. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so that's like a big thing. You know, like for me, you know, I want her to know, hey, you pick up the phone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I see, like, like what made me ask that, it was because of the post, but also, like, I see, like, you doing so much stuff. Like I see you in the gym. Like for me, I ain't no big guy, but I work out a lot too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
and for me, that's my time to get my mental together.
yep.
As far as like when I'm lifting weights and working out and stuff like that, that's my alone time, man, to
Mm-hmm.
get mental clarity. Like I might be going through something,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
going thinking about
yeah.
something, a decisive
That
decision.
got me in the gym. I mean, I had things going on in my head and in my life, and I was like, something's got to change. You know what I mean? I always been kind of a, I mean, genetically, I mean, I've never really been like a, just a out of shape, you know what I mean? Slob, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, I've been out of worse than I've been, you know. But, you know, when I was locked up, I worked out sometimes 2 a days, you know what I mean? And I never really maintained a steady workout regimen since I've been home until probably last year, you know what I mean? Like now it's like I'm like dedicated. It's like part of my life. You know what I mean? And since I've done that, you know, mind's better. I think better. Like things are. I mean, you get your mind, you get your body together, get your mind right. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Feel, look good, feel good.
For
You know,
sure.
that's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, um, yeah, I mean, I encourage everybody to do it. You know what I mean? Honestly, like go do it. You know, you're stressing about something, go hit the gym. You know, you
Yeah,
feel good about yourself. You start seeing results and personal development. You know,
that's
like I
that's
just want to motivate. I don't try to flex on nobody. I try to motivate
right.
people. You know, I got people motivate me. You know what I mean? Like I got my big homies that are bodybuilders, and you know what I mean. Like those are guys I'm talking to. Hey, what do you know about this? Like, what do you think about this? You know?
What you just said, other people motivate you. That's how I am too. Like I didn't watch you on Instagram, as far as like I'm in my 40s.
Yeah.
So I didn't see you on Instagram
Right.
saying like, I'm older and I'm still in the
Yeah.
gym,
Yeah. Yeah.
and when I see that, I take that as man, let me go
Yeah.
downstairs
Yeah.
and let me
Yeah.
hit the
Yeah.
weights
Yeah. For
real
real.
quick. I just
That's
saw him on
because
there.
somebody did that to me. You know what I mean? Like, man, I can go do that too. You know, like, and then once it starts rolling, now I'm like trying to advance myself. You know, I was working out at Planet Fitness. You know what I mean? Like, and there's not a lot of big dudes walking around Planet Fitness. You know what I mean? It's pretty of an average crowd. You know what I mean? Average Joe walking around in
Right.
there. You know what I mean? Like, so I wasn't getting the motivation. So I mean, just recently, my boy Strug was in town, and we went to Powerhouse to work out with him there. And I'm like, when I'm in Nashville hanging out with them dudes, I'm in Gold's Gym, and I get the most motivation because I mean, it's when I'm hanging out with them down there, but they don't miss the gym. We're
Right.
talking about diet. We're talking about eating right. We're talking about working out. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what we talk about. Just
It's a
how to get
lifestyle.
stronger, how to get bigger, how to, you know what I mean, how to be better. You know what I mean? Like, what are you taking? What kind of stuff you take? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
herbs and
Right.
just natural stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what are you eating? You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, it's a it's like a personal development session when I'm down there hanging out with them. You know what I mean? And the camaraderie is just like everybody's just trying to. We're all over 40. You know what I mean? We're just trying to be around. You know what
Right.
I mean? Around and healthy. You know what I mean? And these dudes, 20 mid 20s, they don't look like we do.
Right.
You know?
That's what you just said. Like, I get that a lot. Like I done had dudes up here on the
Yeah, you
show,
don't
and
look over 40.
yeah,
Yeah,
I tell them like
yeah,
I'm my age, and they, huh?
yeah,
Huh? What? It's
yeah,
like you said, it's a lifestyle for me.
yeah,
Like I ain't the biggest, jackest dude walking
yeah,
around. Like I actually was bigger than this though.
yeah,
I
yeah.
actually changed my diet. I
Mm-hmm.
stopped eating meat. I then went like all raw plant based. So
Okay.
not eating as many carbs and not eating as much protein, you're gonna drop down,
Yeah,
in
yep,
weight. So,
yep.
but it's a lifestyle,
All right.
and
And you just want to strive to be better. I mean, I follow guys that are motivational speakers, and they just you don't want to just be the only motivator. You want to. I gotta have big homies, somebody that's I want to be right there.
Right.
I'm gonna get there too. I ain't
Right.
hating to get there. I'll get there. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
putting in the work harder. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's why I said, like when I'm in Nashville, I'm hanging out with them dudes. I come home like refreshed, like, all right, I'm about to go hit it hard. You know what I mean? Like for
Right.
real, like that's they motivate me. You know what I mean? And we send pictures, we talk. You know what I mean? Like I'm coming for you. You know,
Right.
it's
Right.
competition. I'm coming for. It's
Right.
like dog, stack it out. I'm coming for you, bro. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
yeah, you look good. You drop 5 pounds, you'll be there. They're walking on show stages. They're doing my buddy Jimmy. He was Jimmy was with he owned Red Empire Kennels. He bred Camelot dogs and some Chevy stuff back in the day. That's how I met him. You know what I mean? But he's like my brother now, and we talk all the time. That's my dude. You know, like you got them people that you met. You feel like you just grew up with them. I know him 6 years. I feel like we was in the sandbox together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Type deal. That's my guy. You know what I mean? It's all we all try to motivate each other, push each other to be better people, better fathers, better friends. You know what I mean? We talk about stuff in life. You know what I mean? Like you know everything. No matter how it looks in somebody's life, they got some stuff going on. You know what I mean?
For sure,
You know what I
man.
mean? You got to have an outlet. You know that gym is an outlet. That gym will have you turn into something that you didn't think you had in you for real. You
Yeah,
know.
you know that. Like I said, for me, working out is therapeutic, man. Like
Yeah, they say it's like the psych ward.
I had, I had, I lost a brother of mine in 2021, and
I
you
lost one
know,
at 16.
he was real big into working out too, and you know, he went to the federal penitentiary in 2009, came home 2019. He had did 10
10,
years.
yeah, stretch.
He was only out for like not even 2 years and got killed,
Mm-hmm.
and I just, I look at him as that's motivation for me to keep going,
Mm-hmm.
to keep working
Yep.
out,
Keep going.
to keep, being my best and to keep doing what I'm doing,
Yep.
because when he came home, I was like I own like this cleaning company. I own this cleaning company, and when he came home, I had a lot of positive stuff going on. I was removed from the streets. I wasn't in
Yeah.
the streets no more,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to tell him like, it's another lane. We
Yeah.
could get
Yeah.
money like
Yeah.
this. We
Yeah.
could get money
There's
like
money out
that.
here other ways. Yeah.
We don't gotta do that,
Mm-hmm.
but no, I lost him, man.
Yeah.
But that's my motivation, man. I look like I'm doing it for him,
Yeah.
for real. Like
Yep.
that's my motivation to keep me straight and
Right.
narrow, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like I said, well, I got my daughter and family and stuff like. She knows I got her. You know, that's all you need to know. When the kids are lost, it ain't no good. You know.
Um, what is your most memorable moment when it comes to these dogs?
Mm-hmm. Damn. That's a prime
Yeah, I know.
question.
Yeah, I know you done been through it, been around so long. It's so
uh,
much different stuff you done
yeah.
seen.
Mm, I don't know. Most memorable moment. Like a good, exciting moment, or like
It could be exciting. It could be
I mean,
something you seen.
I think going out the road trip that I took to to California. That was me and Teddy. We stopped along the way.
Y'all drove out there
Yeah, we
from
drove. So people knew we were coming across the country, and they were hitting us up like, "Hey, pull over
stop
here.
here.
Yeah, stop here and get some pictures." You know what I mean? Like, I got pictures with at truck stops with this one team. I think we were in New Mexico or Oklahoma. I think it was Oklahoma. It was some co-ed team. The whole bus seen Teddy, and they all got off the bus. I got pictures with them all with Teddy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like you're really riding around with something that people don't see every day, and they're
Right.
like they show they pay homage. You know what I mean? They show their respect. They're like, man, that dog's serious, man. Like then driving out there, uh, when we got to California. I mean, that was one of them shows that they had Cinco back in the day. You know, you just think, man, when I get out there, like you really travel, you know, within a couple hours. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I'm gonna get out there one day. I would really want to get out to Cinco. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was a good turn. That was a good time. You know, uh, had some drinks, met some really good people. People you just only see on the internet. You know what I mean? That's probably the best parts of the like actually getting out there. Like I try to tell people, go to shows, get out there, quit being a backyard breeder. You know what I mean? Like go see these dogs. You talk a lot of good stuff. You don't even know what's out here for real. You know,
Right.
there's some stuff out here. You know, uh, and you get more respect from people when they say, "Oh, this cat's pulling up. He gonna see you. He gonna see this dog. He gonna give you." I try to tell people, there's nothing better than a personal testimony. You know, you can say it. Take all the pictures in the world, greatest videos, you know, and talk and be the best person to write a post, a great post about your dog. You know what I mean? Like selling this idea of what your dog is. But nothing's better than some a group of people saying, "Oh no, I seen that dog."
Right.
Then we got to write nothing crazy. I seen that dog. He ain't no joke.
Right.
That's all I gotta say. He ain't no joke. He's a real deal. Don't do it. You know that. You know when people told people don't do it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you don't think he's not what you think he is. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that was Teddy. You know what I mean? I had a buddy. You know, he's my buddy now. Isaac over at OSB. Isaac Wheeler. He's down at Chillicothe. When we first met, he
That's
just
Ohio Select
yeah,
Bullies.
Ohio Selective Bullies. Yeah, that's my guy
Yeah.
Isaac. I'll give him a shout out. You know, yeah, we're friends now. We're actually in a group chat together. And he first hit the scene. He had that dog Aramis, and he made a post. I didn't even know who this dude was. You know, he made a post. Ohio is under a takeover. I'm on my phone. I was like, who the heck is this? You know, like legit. Now I'm like, no. I'm going to look and see what he's got. You know, he got this chocolate try named Aramis. He's off of Good Bar and big dog. You know, and I'm just like, no, you got to earn that, buddy. You know what I mean? Under a takeover. What you? I'm like, what are you taking over? You know what I'm saying? You ain't came to see nothing over here. You know what I mean? Like you ain't pulled up. You ain't stacked on my boy. Teddy's the king of Ohio. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to XLs, Teddy's the king. You know, and I tell that to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Pull up. You know, I've earned it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've earned the right to say he is the king of Ohio, and I'm not the only one that'll say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of your dudes that got red dogs up, they like, no, Teddy ain't no joke. Don't play with Teddy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, buddy,
Yeah.
he was on here. He was like, man, that dog ain't. You know, I
Right.
came to that show at the
Judgment Day.
no
Oh, at
at the
Cleveland
Harley.
Heights.
Yeah, at the Harley. Oh, and that the Cleveland Heights too. I judged that show, but did I bring Teddy? No, I didn't bring Teddy. I just judged it. No, we was at a show in um at the Harley Davidson store on the east side.
Oh yeah, that was the first show they did.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yep. I got first place in that. You know what I mean? Like, but the people will tell you that seen Teddy, do not think you about to just walk up on this dog and just posterize him because it ain't happening. You know what I mean? Like Teddy in his prime was no joke. You know what I mean? And so this guy had his dog and he was talking and that was his face of his kennel. You know what I mean? I was like, come on up here. You know what I'm saying? I called the whole city out. I was like, get all your bullies in your whole city coming to my house. Also, I wipe every one of them down. You know what I mean? Like I'm my yard against your city. You know what I mean? Like that was me talking that mess. You know what I mean? Like he fired me up. You know. Then he tried to come back and say that he was saying that uh what did he try to say? He tried to say he said something different. Like he didn't mean it like that. I'm like, bro. But we had this big huge thing going back and forth. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was controversy. You know, we were supposed to meet out with Cinco. I'm like, man, we'll go to Cinco then. Since I can't meet you 3 hours away, you live 3 hours from me. I can't meet you in my own house, in my own state.
Right.
We could take this. We could go. I bet I can get him to make a class for us, just me and you. You know what I mean? It never happened. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I took that serious. You know what I mean? Like, no, you got to earn this, big dog. You know what I'm saying? But we laugh about it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my guy. You know, Isaac, a good dude. You know, he's had a baby and stuff. Like, he got some nice stuff. They bred a Juju. Him and Dalton, uh, Dalton. Oh, he's gonna be mad. I missed his name. Dalton. Oh, my goodness, Baron. Uh, they bred the Juju, Jumanji. Got a really nice litter out there, out there. But they're my guys, But it's that's part of the show is getting out there. You know what I mean? Get out there. Let these people see what you got. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just meeting people is like the fun part of it too. You meeting people because you talk all day long online, and then you're
Right.
like, oh, there's be people I even shook hands with. I'm like, I don't even know who that was. But we didn't have big conversations. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have plenty back and forth.
Online.
Yeah, online. You just found out there was a fan. You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? You know how you see somebody, you're like, I don't even know who that was.
Right.
But it's all good though. You know what I mean? Like they mean well. You know what I mean? They just respect what you're doing, and so when you actually get out there and shake hands with these people, they can put the face with the dog and the face with the name. You know what I mean? Like it's fun. I have fun at shows. Like now me and a couple of my buddies, we just go. We don't even take dogs. We just go hang out. You know what I mean? Like just the camaraderie. You know what I mean? But yeah, that dude Isaac, he had me burnt up over that, man. I was like, that dude had me fired up. Like, man, pull up, man. Bring that dog up here. I'm gonna posterize him all over the internet. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the problem is that people are going, don't do it. You better not do that. He's not what you think he is. you know. Then eventually he's like, yeah, I know. I mean, I just talking shit, man. I know he's what he is. But no, I think that's a good guy. Funny. We be cracking up. But
Speaking on, Ohio breeders, do you feel Ohio breeders get the recognition they deserve?
um, I think if they traveled more, I think they would get more. You know, I didn't do nothing special other than to show up at places. You know what I mean? Like I mean, the dog's nice. Don't get me wrong. Dog did the talking, but um, you just show up, man. People, they. It's like when you go to the bar, they remember you. You know what I mean? They're like,
Right,
"Here's your
right,
drink. I got your drink. I
right,
know what you drink." You know what I mean?
right.
They're like that dude. He's real. He's true to this. You know what I mean? He's not new to this. He's true to this. And uh, like that's how I met James, going to the shows. You know what I mean? Now I'm judging shows with him.
Right.
He invite me to do that. You know what I mean? Like, and especially now I'm an older guy. I'm 40 years old. This is a young game. You know what I mean? These young dudes in here, they got their own new clicks. They got whole new visions, and you know what I mean?
Right,
Like, if you get washed out,
right, right,
you'll be a has been. You know what I mean?
right, right,
They joke, oh, you fell off. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to keep up with y'all. You know what I mean? I'm doing my own thing. You know
right.
what I mean? Like, I have my
You
fun.
did it
Yeah, yeah,
20 years in the
yeah. I've been
game.
doing this. I'm tired. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm happy to see y'all do it. You know what I mean? We could like my group that I'm in, my group chat. We're like, I'm the oldest one. They're all 20s. You know what I mean? So we just talk mess and we hang out. You know what I mean? We bounce ideas. They're doing their thing. We had a couple guys in Texas. They're Texas selected bullies. They're uh, they're in my chat and everything. They got Frenchies and they got some XLs. And Dalton Barron, he's in Indiana. He's got some XLs. He just got him a big rope Frenchie. But we have different stuff. But we just Justin Springer. He's down in Chillicothe. Also, he's with Texas. Or he's with Truly Blessed. And he's got a dog, Optimistic. I bred to him. Nice dog, really nice dog. Uh, but now I'm just hanging out, man. I'm just hanging out, having fun with the young dudes. you know what I mean? I tell them, y'all keep me young. You know what I mean? It's like, if I can help y'all, I'll help y'all. I'll give y'all my opinion. You know what I mean? But they know stuff too that I don't know.
Right.
That's one thing about this game. It's always changing, and you can't never know everything. You know,
Facts.
but
Before we get out of here, what advice, man, could you give to somebody who's just now getting in the game and aspiring to be a dog breeder?
do your research. buy buy once, not twice. You know, a lot of these dudes, they got that first dog that a breeder ain't got over on them, sold them a dream, right? You know, I mean, we've all sold dogs and probably told them it's going to be this and be that. We're selling them. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing. We're selling them. You know, I probably sold some dreams myself. You know what I mean? I know I have. You know what I mean? But also a lot of these people are they don't even know what's really involved in breeding. They just think it's buy a dog, breed it, sell a bunch of puppies for a bunch of money. No, don't go like that. You know, the reality situation is you probably take some L's before you take some W's. You know, you gotta I always say you gotta love the dogs before you decide you're gonna start breeding these dogs. Because when things don't go your way, you still gotta take care of them dogs. They still need food. They still need water. They still need vet care. You know, just because you ain't make the $20,000, $30,000 off that litter you thought you was gonna have that didn't take, or you lost all the puppies. You know, you had 10 puppies and they died within a week. You know what I mean? Something happened. You know what I mean? Like an accident. Like me, when I breed, when I have litters, I don't even really count the puppies until they're like 2, 3 weeks old. Like count them like I don't count them as for sale. I don't count them as alive because they got to make it past. They got to make it past that first couple of weeks. You know, anything could happen. You know what I mean? Then I don't count my chickens for they hatch. How about that? Even when they're hatched, I'm like, you still might not make it. You know what I mean? Like, never know. I mean, we've all seen that fluke thing that happened. Like, hey, I just lost everyone. They just keep falling off. You know what I mean? Doing everything we can. You got your vet there. He can't save them. You know, everything's falling apart. You know, so things happen that they're out of your control. You're not God. You know, so you gotta love the dogs before you decide you want to start breeding these dogs because they're it's more than just making some money off them. You know, I done took some L's. You know, I took some big L's. You know, I'm still here. You know, but some people I took some L's. I would have flatlined some people. Like, man, y'all can come get all these dogs. You know what I mean? I'm done. You know what I mean? Like when I lost Simba, I was like, you know, when I came back, bought Teddy. You know, then I got Red Bear. I lost him a couple 6 months after I got him. He got sick. He wasn't in the greatest health when I got him, but I tried to get him back. He had a skin infection and went septic. They call it it was called what was the word? It was I forget what it is, but he had skin infection. He died that day. Like I noticed it, rushed him to the vet. And he died at the vet. But I came back from that. You know what I mean? like I took some L's. You know, like when I say L's, I mean not just like emotionally, like financially. That would have flattened. Like what? I didn't even get my money back. You know what I mean? Like I even. Fortunately, I had 7 straws of Red Bear already of my own, and Josh, he had 19 of them, 19 or 20 straws, and he sent them all to me. He gave them to me when Red Bear passed away. So he gave me all of his straws. So I have 20-something breeding units. You know what I mean? So eventually I've bred them a handful of times. Like I got some of the nicest Red Bear daughters there are. You know, I got some nice Red Bear daughters, and I still got the stuff, but like I said, some people would have been like, I'm done. You know what I mean? I can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? But that's a business period. You can't just keep taking L's and thinking, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't have the financial backing to keep it going.
I'll say it take money in this game.
Yeah.
Gotta have some type of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here's another thing. Don't buy the cheapest dog you can find. That's what you're gonna get. You know, good's not cheap and cheap ain't good, you know, usually. Unless you have a friend or a family member, you know what I mean? I done gave some nice stuff away to friends and family before I sold it for cheap. You know what I mean? Like, I
keep it in arm's reach.
I've had people, you know, a lot of these people, they don't know what these dogs really cost. You know what I mean? They're just like, those dogs are cool, you know. And you get people that, I got $300. I got $500. I'm like, it costs more than that to adopt them at the Humane Society. It's like $400 some dollars to adopt a dog. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You know, or Or you got the people who just they have the money, but they just won't spend that kind of money on a dog. You know what I mean? They won't spend the 2, 3 grand, 4 grand, but they'll give this dog a great home. They'll have all the care it needs. It'll be spoiled, be sleeping on a couch, big backyard, whatever. They just don't choose to spend their money like that. So you got to discern that. Is a dog? Is it worth just giving this dog a great home and getting a bunch of money out of it, or not getting a bunch of money out of it, or getting a bunch of money out of it and the home's like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Again, you can't also can't. You don't know who you're selling dog to. Also, people be like, you screen dogs. You screen. How am I supposed to screen them? What do you mean? How am I supposed to screen? I mean, meet up with them, fill out a questionnaire, and they can just take. You can back in the day, somebody told me that you could legit when dog fighting was big. People were like, "Oh, you fight dogs? No, I don't fight dogs. These aren't the kind of dogs that are fighting dogs." You know what I mean? But knowing people that did that kind of stuff, them dogs are expensive. They were just taking them straight to a fight. $15,000, $20,000 dogs, $10,000 dogs. They're going to straight roll them. You know what I mean? Pull it up in the Benz, buy the dog. You know what I mean? I've heard the stories. You can't guarantee where this dog's going, no matter how much money they spend.
Yeah, a person could tell you anything.
Yeah, you can pair lips to say anything. Yeah. So I try not to pry into people's homes. Like when I bought Red Bear and Haggard, they wanted to know where the dog was going and stuff. I showed my backyard, my house. You know what I mean? Like everything. You know what I mean? Everything's truck tight. But you're not gonna do that with every puppy. Or you're gonna be stuck with puppies. You're not gonna have no sales. You know what I mean? You got to be like, all right, man. I hope you take good care of this dog, and I hear from you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you got to mind your business. You know. I get the people like, oh, I'll go get all my dogs if they're. I'm like, no, you won't. You don't got that kind of space. You don't got that kind of time. You know what I mean? Like, you're just gonna be raising a bunch of dogs in. You know what I mean? Because everybody's not gonna meet the standards. Sad as it is, it's how it is.
Right.
But I just hope, if I've been fortunate, like, if somebody can't keep a dog that I sold them, they usually know somebody that will take it. You know what I mean? A family member, a friend that loved that dog. Like, man, my home situation changed. I can't have a dog. Their friends taking it, or I might know somebody.
Right.
I can be like, hey, hit them up. They're looking for another dog. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. I can give away free dogs all day long. You know what I mean? If I wanted to. But if I didn't want to charge for them, I'd have a line for free dogs. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got a litter going in 2 seconds.
Right.
But just you can't just expect everybody to do right, no matter how much money they got. Just worry about your business.
Right.
And just hope and pray that they do the right by the dog. I get it. They're doing some crazy stuff, and you find out about it. You know what I mean? Some extenuating circumstances. Yeah, step in, say something. You know what I mean? You got to have some kind of moral compass. With ethics too, with these dogs. But
And I want to say thank you for coming on the show. Like I told you before we got on camera, I know you're busy. I know you got a lot of different things going on. And I appreciate you for coming here, giving me your time and letting me sit down. And, like, I learned so much, history wise from things you just was saying like that. I didn't even know about
Right.
it, nothing, So like, I know the viewers, they gonna enjoy this, So I appreciate you,
Yeah.
Coming sitting down with me, man. I really do.
Appreciate you having me.
Allied Bullies TV, and we out of here like yesterday.
This episode of Allied Bullies TV is being brought to you by K9 Super Supplements Puppy Formula. This awesome supplement contains green tripe, goat's milk, biotin, along with 6 other ingredients to promote growth and development, support immunity, digestive health, bone health, and also skin and coat health. Head on over to K9supersupplements.com today and grab yours.